since the Chiefs are trying for a record-setting third consecutive Super Bowl triumph. Their offense desperately needed a play or highlight last weekend to spark their playoff drive. Against the Houston Texans in the AFC divisional round game, quarterback Patrick Mahomes attempted a long connection midway through the second quarter to begin the drive. Mahomes threw a pinpoint throw that could only be caught by receiver Marez Brown. But when safety Eric Murray made a spectacular breakup, Mahomes' throw went incomplete. Rather than expressing his displeasure or grumbling, Mahomes proceeded to trust tight in Travis Kelce, a player he has consistently relied on during postseason games. Murray was sent at Mahomes by the Texans as the fifth defender on the second and 10 play as part of the blitz. Texans coverage was obvious to Mahomes and Kelce before to the intermediate completion. What occurred next startled ESPN play-by-play commentator Joe Buck. The Texans and most fans watching witnessed Kelce, 35, break 2 tackles, something he hadn't done at any time in the regular season. In January, however, Kelce continued his yearly trend of peak performance that has helped the Chiefs reach the AFC Championship game 7 times in a row. Kelce gained 49 yards, his longest reception of the season, and the first play on which he gained more than 20 yards after the catch, according to Next Gen Stats, to set up running back Kareem Hunt's 1-yard touchdown run. Sometimes in the playoffs, you play with a little bit more emotion, aggression, and swagger, Kelce said on Wednesday's edition of New Heights, the podcast he hosts with his brother Jason. When there are no defenders around, you can play a little better. When they rush 5, it's fewer defenders on the back end. The flat Browns route has 2 defenders rushing after it. Nobody over the center of the field. You simply run and replace that portion of the field. Pat was right there in tune with me. That's a day 1 install play, so you can play extremely quickly. They left me butt naked exposed. Travis Kelce rumbles for 49 yards. The Texans consistently failed to stop Kelce, even though they knew he was Mahomes' preferred option. Mahomes' other pass catchers tallied 9 grabs for only 60 yards. But when Mahomes threw the ball to Kelce, the Chiefs' oldest skill position player had a classic performance. 7 catches on 8 targets for 117 yards and a score. For comparison, Kelce was the highest-graded pass catcher from the 4 divisional round games, getting a 91 rating from Pro Football Focus. When the Texans played zone coverage, Mahomes was able to locate Kelce regularly in the center of the field. Kelce's 7th career postseason game, with at least 100 receiving yards, broke a tie with Hall of Famer Jerry Rice for the most in NFL history. "I've always known how great of a leader he is," Mahomes said of Kelce. "I preach it every year. The way he works every single day, it makes my job simpler. I thought he was going to do what he did last week in the playoffs. Every time the situation becomes greater, he performs better. He'll do whatever it takes to win." Early in the fourth quarter, the Chiefs faced a key 3rd and goal from the 11-yard line. Kelce detected the Texans' zone coverage and adjusted his route, electing to go to a different part of the end zone in the midst of the play, and was still open and in sync with Mahomes. Trying to get up in the pocket, Mahomes was struck by defensive lineman Mario Edwards Jr., who gripped his left foot while sliding into the grass. Mahomes maintained his eyes up, exhibited his power and flexibility, and fired a precise throw to Kelce between 2 defenders. With Kelce back in the limelight ahead of the Chiefs' rematch Sunday against the Buffalo Bills in the AFC Championship game, many observers have reasonably concluded that there's one significant reason he upped his output against the Texans. Most of the Chiefs starting got 23 days of rest before the game, their reward for securing the AFC's #1 seed on Christmas Day. Many of the Chiefs admitted that the break was a tremendous assistance to Kelce, but other colleagues knew Kelce was capable of such a remarkable performance due of his meticulous, disciplined effort throughout the regular season, some of which they know largely went undetected. "It's been amazing," receiver DeAndre Hopkins, who joined the Chiefs via a mid-season trade, said of seeing Kelce. "He's one of the finest players I've ever played with. It's encouraging to watch how he goes about practice, his preparation. He's fairly consistent. That's what makes him brilliant." In late July, Kelce began a new regimen. After each training camp exercise, Kelce spent a few minutes working on his blocking methods against a blocking sled. Even if he didn't say it then, Kelce was working at being just as efficient without the ball in his hands as with it. Kelce was the unsung hero of the Chiefs' first score this season, a 21-yard rush by rookie receiver Xavier Worthy in the victory against the Baltimore Ravens. When the play started, Kelce blocked outside linebacker Kyle Van Noy, who went to his knees and failed to contact Worthy as he sped by him. For good measure, Kelce knocked inside linebacker Roquan Smith to the dirt as Worthy reached the end zone. In fact, Kelce got a better run-blocking grade and pass-blocking grade, 60.5 and 69.1. Then Noah Gray, 60 and 68.5, the Chiefs' tight end who was recognized as much for his blocking as his receiving. In the Chiefs' Week 7 triumph against the San Francisco 49ers, Kelce mostly operated as a decoy, frequently garnering the attention of two defenders. The Chiefs also gained 184 rushing yards. Hunt's first score was a 1-yard rush as Kelce stepped across the line of scrimmage to block defender Fred Warner at the goal line. Later, Kelce stopped cornerback Charvarius Ward and rookie safety Malik Mustafa on Hunt's 6-yard score run. Kelce ended with only 4 catches on 5 targets for 17 yards. Kareem Hunt finds the end zone. The nice thing about Travis is he does not care about numbers, offensive coordinator Matt Nagy said. He wants to continue to simply keep winning. He cares about these awards. He's really selfless, how he takes care of his body in practice throughout the week. It's simply special. You're not going to see many tight ends like him. What he does is uncommon. In September, Coach Andy Reid and Nagy weren't calling many plays with Kelce as Mahomes' main option. That job was handed to second-year receiver Rashee Rice. Against the Falcons, Rice led the Chiefs with 12 catches on 14 targets for 110 yards and a score, many of his routes the sort that Kelce has performed against zone coverage. But the next week, Rice sustained a season-ending right knee injury. At midseason, Kelce returned to his normal role in the Chiefs' passing offense. Their overtime triumph over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers saw Kelce compiling a season-high 14 catches for 100 yards. The larger star that night, however, was Hopkins, who played in only his second game with the Chiefs, his first at Arrowhead Stadium. While the Buccaneers tried their best to stop Kelce in the red zone, Mahomes found Hopkins free for 2 scores and 86 yards on 8 catches. He does a lot of the unseen, unwritten stuff that maybe goes without notice to a lot of the outside world, Chiefs pass game coordinator Joe Blameyer said of Kelce. He makes plays happen for everyone else. He teaches the young players how we play and how we work. It's a normal Travis season. Even if the metrics may imply a little bit less productivity, he's as important as it comes for all he contributes. Kelce concluded his 12th regular season with career lows in receiving yards, 823, touchdowns 3, and yards per attempt, 8.5. When describing Kelce's season, many members of the Chiefs, Nagy, Blameyer, and Mahomes, unprompted related his sacrifices this season to what he accomplished a little more than a year ago. Before the 2023 regular season finale, several of Kelce's teammates wanted him to play a few plays to collect the 16 yards he needed to surpass 1,000 receiving yards for the 8th consecutive season, which would have extended the league's longest such run for a tight end. Because the Chiefs' game against the Los Angeles Chargers was meaningless, Kelce, for the first time in his career, informed Reid he didn't want to be in uniform. It meant a lot to the team that he put the team above himself, Mahomes said of Kelce. He definitely could have reached 1,000 yards quite fast. He answered, "That's not my objective. My ambition is to win a Super Bowl." Guys took it and ran with it. It motivated the squad. He has the heart of a champion. When your leaders are doing that, I believe everyone realizes they've had to lay it all on the line. Prioritizing rest for 12 days before the playoffs proved to be a prudent choice by Kelce. Another reason Kelce rested was because he played despite 2 lingering injuries, a hyperextended right knee and a low ankle injury. His output fell throughout the second part of the season, as his ability to escape opponents or break tackles weakened. That in the Chiefs' 4-game playoff run to become the NFL's first back-to-back champion in 2 decades, Kelce upgraded his game, making 32 catches for 355 yards and 3 touchdowns. This season, Kelce attempted to save his body and energy for the playoffs. One way Kelce avoided taking major blows in the center of the field was by honing the lateral pass. He successfully accomplished his 2 lateral attempts this season, passing the ball to running back Sage Pino each time to aid the Chiefs.